There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Random DOS game show. And this is SlipSpeed from 2020 by Tom Voxel Purnell. Martin Frazier did the music, so we have a choice between Grand Prix, time trial, or just to view the track records. So let's hit Grand Prix and see what happens. Novice, skilled, or expert? Oh, listen to that, the music faded out. Novice, Old Earth, Bubble Run, Farfields, or Weird? Let's go Old Earth. So we have a selection of craft, and they all have your usual statistics. So I'll be honest with you, there's some really interesting ones there. Like this craft has some bounce statistic but no turn or speed or anything. So we'll just go for that one looks fairly decent. You know, an all-rounder. So we're loading Detroit. Press accelerate. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go! Ah, some interesting sound there. And it's got this like drift thing going on. So you drift around the corners of the track, and already I'm far behind, even on easy level, because I haven't figured out my cornering yet. There we go. Built up a bit of speed, but that stopped me dead. Nice enough music. And I think that's the height of it. You know, it's just a well-programmed bit of racing fun. And you appear to be a hovercraft, and you're driving along the track. You know, it reminds me of Def Rally a little bit. Maybe even F-Zero, you know. But top-down. That kind of racing title. But obviously I'm doing terribly. It's my first go. I've not played it before. I didn't have a warm-up go to see what it was like or anything like that. And I am getting a lot of screen tearing, which is a bit off-putting, but that's my setup, I believe. I don't think that's anything to do with the game. I don't think the DOS version of this game has any form of VSync, obviously. But if you can live with that, that's okay. I mean, you could probably play it in a different version of DOSBox, which had VSync. But for now, we'll make do. And I think that's the height of it. You know, it's just a really well put together piece of racing gaming that just happens to have a DOS version. But your momentum is absolutely killed by bumping into anything. So you have to be wary of that. And also, if you decide that you're going to talk over the top of your playing the game into a microphone, you'll end up in the 8th position. Like Lawnie here. Oh dear, let's retry that. Now that we know what to expect, let's see if we can do any better. Might be the craft I picked as well. Let's just turn around that corner. Oh yes, cut them off. Yes, it is quite jarring when you run into it. The screen does this little sort of bounce. You'll see it when I next crash, which is, there you go, which will not take long, I was going to say, but I didn't even manage to get that sentence out before crashing. So, yeah, there we go. I'm just completely messing up here. I'll explain to you why in due course, I guess. What's this, Lawnie? You have some half-baked excuses to why you're not doing well? Alright, well, fair viewer, I've just had to switch hand because I appear to have some form of nerve damage in my right hand now, and it's causing issues with recording, with playing games. So we're gonna do this left-handed now, and it's gonna be even worse. Dear. And that's why you shouldn't game and work a heavily physically demanding job at the same time, because the old body can only put up with so much before it starts to complain. But I'd say, you know, if I was 15 and this had come out, I would have been a lot better at it. And I would have been a lot more effective. But you know what? At least I'm keeping pace. I don't know if there's any rubber banding going on. And you also have to be wary because of the view distance that you're gonna have like, oh, I'm in first. Look at that. I'm temporarily in first. Come on, Lawnie. Oh, I lost it. Well, for that brief moment, I was in first place. I'm not going to get there now. Oh, second. That's much more reasonable. I kept pace with the pack. I waited for something to happen ahead of me, and then I took full advantage. Now, like I said, I don't know if there's rubber banding involved, but let's just try the novice and let's go weird. And let's pick the bouncy car with no speed. For no reason. M Club. Press accelerate.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yep, it's not one of those games where I need to tell you much about it, you know, because the actual gameplay itself is self-evident. You can look at this and within 5 seconds you can say, yep, I know what this is. And this is a problem that a lot of the modern developers of DOS games face. Everything has been done. So it's a case of, hey, can we give these people more of the same because there's not that many new DOS releases? You know, it's a largely obsolete operating system now. I have no idea where I'm going. This track is just living up to its name. But yeah, it's one of those where I have already seen this kind of game before, but it's competently done. And much like certain other modern DOS games that I played, it's a lot less impressive doing it in the 2020s than it would have been in the 90s. But that's not the fault of the developer. They can't help when they were born, you know? I have no idea where I'm going. And it's okay. So yeah, if this had come out in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, I would be, you know, quite impressed with it. But as it stands, because of its release date, you have to factor that in, you know. People will tell me, oh, a good game is a good game, irrespective of when it's released. And if somebody made a Doom clone in 2020, nobody would, you know, bat an eyelid. Nobody would care. As opposed to making Doom in 1993, you know. It's a completely different prospect. Because in one case, you're doing something that has been done a million times before, and in the other, you're doing something that's been done never. And that's a big difference. So in this case, this developer has had 1,000,001 points of reference to make a cute little DOS racer. And you know what? Look at the record lap time there, 49 seconds. And oh, that's my record lap time. Right, let's ignore that. SlipSpeed by Tom Voxel Purnell. What is it? It's a modern day DOS game. It's a top-down hover racing game inspired by the likes of Def Rally and Micro Machines and F-Zero perhaps. It's okay. It's playable. The music's nice enough. The gameplay and handling of the cars actually reminds me of kart racing more than actual racing, if that makes sense, because of the drift and the constant bumping into things. So that requires a degree of skill. But I'd also sort of want to focus on the fact that it feels more like an NES game, especially this menu and the music. And you find that with a lot of retro revivalism games. A lot of them are more influenced by the 8 and 16-bit consoles than the computer systems of the time. But having said that, it's a playable little game, and it is commercially available. I believe if you go to itch.io, you're able to buy the full version with all the episodes. So yeah, if you want to support a DOS developer in 2020, that's a way to do it. Would I recommend it? I mean, if you're into the top-down racing, it's an enjoyable and playable little game, why not? For seasoned fans of both DOS gaming and racing, there's nothing new here that will shock and awe you. It's just a nice novelty to have a DOS game in 2020. And if you like me talking about random DOS games, I do it all the time. Feel free to take a look at hundreds of other videos on my channel. If you like what you see there, you can always subscribe. And if you're fully capable of making DOS games in the 2020s, you're probably my coding genius patrons. Look at that secret cabal of names. Excellent individuals, one and all. So yeah, not bad, but again, not something that shocked and awed me, because it's very difficult to shock and awe in the 2020s on a DOS gaming system. Well done, Tom. 2 thumbs up, even if I couldn't control the game properly. Until next time.